Hi, welcome to Mill Savage Tutorials. I'm Luke, and this channel will basically be there for people who want, support tutorial videos on how you do various different bits on OneCNC. I'm not sponsored or anything by OneCNC or work for OneCNC. This is purely based off my own opinion. There's nothing in it for me other than the fact that I enjoy using it. I use it to supply programs for my customers. I used it in my old place of work for years. And I think it's a really good CAD/CAM package. The CAM is very, very strong on OneCNC. The CAD can be quite basic, but it is, when you learn how to get around it and how to utilize it, it will get you out of trouble when you need it, sort of thing. So as a first video, I thought I'll just talk about some basic things that you'll need to get your head round, and I don't know if there's enough information on it online. So we'll start very basic. Leave comments, subscribe, tell me what you want to see. I'll do a video on it. If you want to see a video on how you manipulate your posts, or how you model properly, or how you do sort of 5-axis parts using 3-axis reposition, anything like that, let me know and I'll do a video on it. But I thought for the first video I'll talk about how you set your sort of tool paths up, and your groups, so your op 10, 20, 30, whatever you want, and planes and things like that, how you orientate your planes and everything else. So what we'll do, we'll quickly create a very, very basic model. So just quickly rename your layer. I just double click on it to do that. If you wanna, you can right click it like that. So let's just draw something. I'm just going to do a rectangle. Don't worry about sizes. Just going to do that, and then just for the sake of applying some toolpath layer, let's just create a stock. Alright, and what we do by that is we basically say we've got 3mm stock all the way around the part. So use your parallel line offset, double click it, and then you can choose which way you want it to go. Right, you can see how when this is highlighted, it'll put it wherever I want it to go. If you say, so I'm on here when I'm drawing, it will put it on this layer. Very good to use layers. Do see a lot of people load models in, and if they've only got a small amount of work to do, then they just literally do everything on the model. That's fine, but it is good practice to create layers. So anyway, let's extrude curves for our model. Extrude curves. We'll make it 50mm. Left click and then right click to sort of activate it, and then go down and left click again. Right click in space to get off it. I could create another model for my stock, and then I can simulate from stock if I want to, or I can use it like just an excess border basically. You'll see from up here. So let's just quickly do a real bit of basic toolpath. Let's just just quickly click on my stock. Don't worry about any of this at the moment. Speeds, feeds, depths, it's not really important at this point. Let's just say there's 5mm on top to come off. We're going to go down to Z0, and we're going to rough it at 2.4, leaving a 0.2 finish cut. We're going to zigzag 75 step over. See, this is here, if you wanted to cut in your y-axis rather than your x-axis, so for instance x is left to right or right to left, if you want to go front to back, then you can literally put 90 in there. There's a few reasons why you might do that, but you'll know. I mean, for instance, if you're doing something as a 5-axis part and you'll hold your vices here, for instance, say you're doing that and there's something in your way over here, like your stop or something, you might not want to travel this way, and you might be safe to go forwards and backwards. So I didn't really preempt that answer, but there's times where you need to rotate it. Anyway, we've got some toolpath in here now, so let's just quickly name this op 10 by double clicking on a group. Give it your program number, just call it 1001. Part number, say test part 1 for this example. No, spelled out right. Alright, put your name in here. See, I utilise this information here. I'd for instance put like the title of the job, your drawing number, issue level, who done it, what date, whatever date, person, whatever, and then I'd also put datum, say G54, so using G54, where my X comes from. X equals left hand side, allow for material. Right, obviously you do your Y, back of job, allow for material, Z, top of job, i.e. whatever, let's just say 55mm vice. Right, depending on where you are and what your company standards are, depends on what information you put in there. This, I'm not going to make this part, this is purely for example, but I just wanted to, I can show you in the post how this posts out, and the idea and how I do things on here is try and get things to post out as if someone's typed it in by hand. Because if you're proving a job off that your production engineering team has supplied for you using whatever CAD it is, you'll know firsthand that there's a lot of code and it's hard to read through. You can read through it if you're, very good at reading G&M code, whatever. But the simpler you have it laid out, the better it is for the operator, and that's what it's about. So anyway, let's just quickly make sure we're in 3-axis reposition. So we've currently got a plane here, right? So if I wanted to set a plane off the bottom face, you're going to go here to your plane commands, create a plane from surface, grab that there, and at the moment I need to move it to this corner because that's my datum corner. So let's just extrude, let's just say create a layer. This is, a lot of people don't bother, but I will. Op 20 face. Alright, get rid of that. Let's extract an edge. Extract them edges there. You could go edges, and it would do it all for you. I don't know why I didn't, but put a point on that corner. Now we can reposition that plane. Put it over there. Let's save that plane as G55 plane. Alright, then we've got our default plane as our original plane. Notice how I have the blue arrow pointing to the back, red to the right, and this I don't know what this is sharp on your screen, but it's like a grey colour for me, but most things I think it's green. Anyway, let's go back onto my G55 plane. You can see that these are all pointing in the right direction. If they're not, quite often when you're doing planes, you do have to rotate them and spin around an axis. For instance, this is my x-axis, so if this was facing that way, I could spin it around 180, in the z-axis. So once you've done that and you've got your planes, let's just create another group, new group. Let's call that one. So that's right-click in this area anywhere you want. Create a new group. Let's call that Op 20. Now I've already filled out this information Op 10, so if you want to fill it out, feel free. You can see here, I've got the choice. I've made my own posts basically, so I've got it set as 3-axis because I won't post these as, obviously you're not going to be able to hold on the bottom face, to machine the top face and then machine the bottom face. Your vice will be in the way, so obviously this will be a flip. So let's apply some toolpath to this. We're just going to face this as well. When we're going down here, face, I can grab this down here, it's not a problem. This is my datum that's activated up here, so it doesn't matter if the line's not on the same height, it'll do it. I know on the first one that was G55 as well, so we would definitely have a problem if we posted this. And we'll leave all this the same, just for an example. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly flick that back into my default plane. Don't have to, but I will for this example. Put that like that. And then this is a good point to save it. And I'm going to simulate all. If you simulate rest, it's only going to do your active group, which is this one at the top. If I simulate rest from this one, then it would only do the bottom one. But I want to simulate everything. So let's simulate all. Now let's pick a boundary. We're going to use this excess, our stock. We're going to say that that's 5 high. I'm going to say it's minus 55, and that should be a 5mm cut at the bottom and top. Right, grab that. I'm going to have to slow this down. Well, that's not too bad. Right, so let me restart that and show you something. So watch, I think there's a lift in here. Yeah, look there. See how it highlights it as red? That's because the tool is, I've set my Z rapid plane to 2mm, and my stock is higher, so let's not go any further. Let's I know I've rushed through all this, so that's, that's why, but all that is here. Look, my material Z top is 5, and I've put it's safe to rapid down to 2, so let's change that to 10. This plunge clearance relates to this, so your plunge clearance will be 2mm above 5. Let's do that, and let's do the same for this one, because I know that's wrong as well. And let's change that to 10. No, we shouldn't see that issue. So simulate all, grab that, left click on there, right click to say yep, speed that up. There's your 0.2 finish pass. So I'm using my middle scrolly button there to move my part around, and I hold control and click the scroll button to move it around the page like this. So you can see there, and then if this is obviously very basic, it's a cube, but if you wanted to, for instance, you had a model there and you've just done, you're watching this for 5-10 minutes doing your toolpath, you want to simulate rest, and this will show you everything that you've forgotten about. So you can see there that all the red has material on it, and all the grey is finished. This is really helpful when you've spent 2-3 hours programming something and you simulate and you're like, oh yeah, I've done everything, and then basically highlights everything in red and yellow, and you go, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. And then but that's the whole point of it. You get it right before you post it out. So you want to make sure you're regularly saving. I ain't going to save this, but if you want to see videos on a high-speed pocketing, whatever, surface machining stuff, and all down here. If you want to see more on how to use these properly, let me know. If you want to see how you manipulate your models and you move them about and align them when you load them in, you could do a whole video on just these 4 things here. These are my shortcuts up here. You do that by simply right-clicking one of these. If I want chamfer up there, I right-click it and puts it up there. If I accidentally put it on, I want to get rid of it, right-click it again, it gets rid of it. It is quite user-friendly, OneCNC, and I like it. It's quite quick. If you want to do something quick on it, I'm not going to use it for much 5-axis stuff. You can, you see my posts, you can 5-axis program on it to an extent, but that's not full. That'll be 3+2. I mean, yes, they do have a 5-axis option down here. I've seen it working on YouTube. Obviously, OneCNC tip of the day. They've done bits on it. I've tried to use it. I didn't quite get on with it, but I do like the 3-axis side of things on here. I think it's very good, very quick, very simple. You can learn this quite quick, this software. Let me know what people want to see a video on. I'll do a video on it. If anyone's interested in purchasing OneCNC, give me an email. If you're a manufacturing company and you want help with your production engineering, or you're getting behind and you need things programming ahead of time, send me an email. I can give you a quote pretty quick. I'd load the model in, have a look at it. I could tell you sort of how many hours it'd be. Yeah, let me know. Right, thanks for watching.